construction worker, road builder. Okay? So who wants to do like rock climbing? Okay? Well, you're going to probably get.
I think we're all together.
You'll probably be lumped with them. Okay, anybody want to do? You want to do the kid? Okay. So, why don't you? Yeah, okay, do that. We'll do the 8-year-old here. Pardon me? He's a great guy.
He's a good kid.
He's a great guy. Yeah, very awesome. Okay, we got a child, 8-year-old. Okay, so construction worker, road builder, painter, religious leader.
We'll do religious today.
Okay, you guys got a religious leader. And we have 8-year-old. How about artists? Artists in the back. Okay, got an artist covered. So that can be like a painter or whatever you want to make it. And so we've got kind of got this. How about you guys? Want to do agriculture, farming, biologist? What's that? I'll do the biologist. Okay. So we got biologist, and then we also about a minor in terms of like mining ore. Who doesn't have? You guys in the back?
We could be a minor.
Okay. Okay, they got minor. So, you want to do, just a potential landowner? Like you're going to purchase a property? Pretty easy. Okay, so form your groups. Are we good? Everyone's got an assignment? Okay, so what you need to do is just take 10 minutes and describe the rock from your perception as a painter, anyway, as a kid. And just make a list. Just make a brief list of describing this. So an artist may want to talk about the color being black and white or whatever, and the construction people might want to talk about something to do with building related to the strength of the rock. So, we'll see where we're going with that in a second for a while. If you make a list, non-graded assignment. What's that? Yeah, just write it down. Just as an 8-year-old, how would you describe it? Yeah, this would be like one group discussing it. I'm going to spoke So talk among yourselves.
Ooh, shiny. Perfect for countertop. Oh, wow. I don't know if miners are looking for those.
So it can last through an earthquake, which is geological.
Sandstone.
Okay. So let's write down some of the description. We're going to have the religious leader and the 8-year-old go last. So you guys were biologists, right? So what about this? How would you describe this rock from the perspective of being a biologist? Habitat? Yeah. As in? As a home for creatures. Oh, okay. So what kind of habitat do you provide? Okay. And the artists only were concerned with the color and the contrast, and so forth, not with anything else. The mining was basically economics, because you can't mine anything, you don't want to mine anything, you're going to lose money. So you have to mine it, you can apply it to kitchen or polished surfaces, and do an analysis to see if you can actually get some metals out of it for a profit. Homeowners concerned with landscaping and potential damage, and so everyone had their own perspective. In here, we are going to study geology in terms of the scientific perspective. A geologist would look at this and wonder, well, I wonder how this formed, and I wonder when it formed. We, as geologists, are very curious about the geologic history of rock specimens, and we will learn about the geologic history of the Earth. But we really wonder what conditions did this form? I can look at this, as you guys all know, and notice that you can actually see the crystal bases. They're large, which means it formed very slowly from a magma mat. It's an igneous rock. And because it formed slowly, that means that it formed deep within the Earth. And it cooled slow enough for the crystals to actually form. And we've all seen obsidian. That's a glass. It may be the same chemical composition as this, but it cools instantly because it comes to the surface and boom, it cools. This takes 1,000, 100,000, maybe millions of years to cool. And so I can say, well, I can identify what conditions. And I wonder how old this is. We'll learn about dating methods in geology. And I'm curious about the surrounding rock, how the relation of this rock was to what's called country rock, which is the rock around this magma as it ascended up from deep within the Earth and cooled under the Earth's surface. So geologists really want to know, the environments of formation and when, and in relation to other rocks or events. What's interesting is the curiosity of an 8-year-old is right on. 8-year-old is closest to a geologist. They came up with specific gravity, how heavy it is. We'll learn about specific gravity in here. That's a term that we use to differentiate different types of rocks and minerals. It's rough. We talk about the texture of rocks.